The fact Carlos Rodon just signed with the New York Yankees, 6 years, $162 million, shoring up that rotation pretty darn nicely. Listen, I've got a list of AL East starters here for each team. And this division, all I can say is, buddy, thank God there is a more balanced schedule coming in 2023. New York
Balance, but it's
Yankees,
still weighted, right? Like we still will play the AL East more than everyone else.
instead of playing the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, Orioles, and Rays 19 times each, we're playing them 14 times each. And those 20 fewer games that we need to play, oh, buddy, it just means you're needing to face Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon one or two times less a year.
Yeah,
Please, I'm all for it. Sign me up on that.
that is true. Uh, I guess this isn't the point of your topic here, but I do think it is worth noting that while our schedule will be easier, which should mean, like you said, 20 games outside of the AL East next year, so that should be a couple extra wins in the win column. The Yankees also get that,
Yes, they do.
so the whole record of the AL East is going to be inflated next year. I think safe to say.
Which is wild to think, being the AL East is always in competition for three of the five teams to be in the playoffs. So it's a good point. Yes, we're playing easier teams, but so are those other guys, and
Yeah.
it's all gonna even out in the end, most likely. The New York Yankees starting rotation is Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino, Frankie Montes, and then their sixth guy, German there.
Mm.
Man, like the depth, the quality. I hate so much that Nestor Cortez is like their fourth starter and is probably a number two with most most organizations.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
even looking at Tampa Bay, who probably rivals the Yankees a little bit there with McClanahan, Glasnow, Rasmussen, Springs. They just got Eflin. Like there are some really solid rotations, and this is one thing I want to talk right now. I don't feel like the Blue Jays should relegate themselves to a wild card team. I truly believe they should still be going after this division. I don't know where the management is on this when they watch Carlos Rodon sign that mega deal for the Yankees. It does put the Yankees one step ahead of everyone else. And is there a coinciding move here from the Blue Jays to try and even things out? I sure hope so, man. Like we've heard all of these talks about all of these tires they've kicked and all these trade possibilities. Might be time to push those chips in, man.
Okay, well, I will say I was watching the MLB Network, and they actually this was just before the Yankees signed Rodon, but they had the Blue Jays starting rotation as a top three in baseball, which from a neutral perspective, I always like to hear, right? Because your own
Mm-hmm.
personal bias, you either think your team is better than it is, or you think it's way worse than it. You're either too hard on it or
Yeah.
whatever. So to hear some positivity from a neutral source was good. Uh, they again, they have the Blue Jays as the team to beat in the American League East. So some real confidence from people who aren't Blue Jays fans, which
Mm-hmm.
is good to hear. I mean, is that starting rotation in New York something to drool over and not in a good way? Yeah, absolutely. But the silver lining is there's seven statues standing in the field behind that pitcher. So, and by statues, I mean like ancient statues. These guys are mid 30s at this point. Anthony Rizzo, 33,
Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu, 34, Josh Donaldson, 37. Wow, did he ever get old quickly? I mean, he did it 1 year at a time, but still, it snuck up on you. Aaron Judge, wrong side of 30 now. Giancarlo
Hmm.
Stanton, 33. Like this is an
This
old
is an
team.
aging veteran team. There's no doubt. And this is a team that managed to stay healthy last year, and there is no guarantee they do it again. I know this is one of the Yankees' biggest Achilles heels has been health over the last couple of years, especially with their stud star right fielder, Aaron Judge.
Yeah. I mean, he did it last year, but man, I wish I had this conversation ready to pull up, but the conversation with you, me, and Joel that we've been having all week about historic old sluggers on the
Hmm.
wrong side of where Aaron Judge is now, it's kind of hilarious. Uh, I wish, no, I can't say this. I was gonna say I wish Aaron Judge all the best, but because he signed with the Yankees, I really don't. I wish him all of the happiness that any
Yes.
human deserves. I'll give him that. But I hope the Yankees fans boo him a lot over the next 9 years. I hope he absolutely, like, he's already gotten paid. I hope that that contract turns out to be historically one of the all-time worst contracts.
And it has the possibility of being just that. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Here's a fun little stat while we're talking the Yankees rotation that I found on Twitter. Whit
Okay.
Merrifield is 33 and 86. So 33 hits over 86 plate appearances with 12 doubles and a home run against the Yankees five-man rotation.
That's
Just
all
a
right.
masher
That's all
against
right. We'll take
those.
that.
Yeah, we'll take that. Old Wit at the back end of the rotation. Whit Merrifield is really, in my opinion, such a wild card for this 2023 season that no one's talking about. He has the track record of being the batting champion. You know, he is um toiled away in that garbage organization that is the Royals
We
for
really appreciate all of you within the walk-off community. This thing continues to grow and become an animal of its own. It's a little bit overwhelming, but honestly, we love talking Blue Jays baseball and all the interaction that you folks are involved with us. Thank you so much. Discord, feel free to join it. That is always free. The show, or the link is in the show notes. You can follow us on Twitter at Walk Off Podcast, on Instagram, the Walk Off Podcast. And if you are watching on YouTube currently and you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. All the best, everybody. Cheers.